Plot is something that if you master, oh my god, you will be a highly sought after ghostwriter. People look for you. Now, first of all, this plot we're talking about, I want to dismantle it for you. Do you know what I mean? I want to dismantle it. I want to dismantle plots now in this video. Now, the first thing on my list is the 7 basic plots. Every story you see today falls under these 7 categories. You want to grab your pen, I believe you're still with your pen, so you have to start jotting. Now, the first one is, I call it, first of all, before I start the first one, give this video a like and subscribe if you're yet to do that. Now, you need to note that every video, every story has to define what first of all I want to define what a plot is. A plot is the main events. Imagine it's not only events of a play, novel, movie, or similar work by a writer in a sequence. Take note. Now moving on to the seven basic plots you should be incorporating in your writing. I'll take my time to explain them. Number one is overcoming the monster. Number two is rags to riches. Number three is the quest. Number four is voyage slash return. Number five is comedy. Number six is strategy. Number seven is rebirth. And I'm going to explain this from the first one, overcoming the monster. I told you guys every story you see today in the internet or every movie falls under the 7 plot categories. Now, the first one, overcoming the monster. This can be anything, not necessarily a monster. It mustn't necessarily be a monster. It can be anything that serves as a major threat to the hero or the heroine. In ghostwriting, we call the male lead hero and we call the female lead heroine. Now, the overcoming the monster technique or the overcoming the monster plot category you can use it whereby your story talks about a major threat that the hero is experiencing or the heroine is experiencing, e.g., a rival spirit or a team, or probably a cruel boss. Maybe the male lead or the female lead has one cruel boss that is trying to get her to sleep with him for something else, or just has a major trait that it poses on the character's life. A typical example of movie that incorporated this particular trope or this particular plot, is what Harry Potter. You can go and watch Harry Potter, find out that it falls under overcoming the monster um, plot, or Dracula. You can go and watch it. The next one is rag to riches. This is a very popular category of plot. Rags to riches. Many Nigerian movies, many Hollywood movies incorporate this particular plot when they are writing. Now, here in this particular plot of rag to riches, here is when an underdog undergoes a particular torture or a particular moment that make them to grow over time. Example is Cinderella. If you've watched Cinderella movie, the movie called Cinderella is a cartoon movie. I think it's been very long. I know many of us are familiar with it. It was written through this particular plot, rag to riches. So this is something you should hop on if you want to go through that route of writing a movie that has to do with, or a story that has to do with rag to riches. It can be an orphan that was humiliated, and at the end of the day, the person the orphan ran to meet happens to be the father unknowingly to him. You can come up with twist. Do you understand? So that is that. The next one, number three, is the quest. Here is when the hero seeks a treasure of a great value. We all have goals and love to see our protagonists win the prize. The bigger the goals, the more hurdles they have to jump to get those goals. Just like I told you, Your readers, your viewers want a happy ending. Don't give them a happy ending. Yeah, make them cry, make them emotional. Keep giving us obstacles. Imagine you're writing a story. That's most times when my students come to me and be like, Coach Victor, I'm experiencing writer's block. I don't know how to continue my story. I'm at chapter 40 and I don't know how to write on. I'll be like, what the hell is that? You don't know how to write on? After everything I've taught you, you should be able to come up with more characters. Now, this is what I don't sorry I'm digressing. This is what I tell them. When you get to a point in your story you're stuck, introduce a new character. This is what Z-Word series they do that make you foolishly tune in every time to continue Twist of Fate that is never ending. They know their onion. When it's as if the story is becoming boring, they introduce one stupid villain that will now come up as somebody in the past with a backstory relating to the male lead or the main characters in the movie. I don't know if you get the point. So incorporate this in your story. You find out that your story in chapter 30 is becoming boring. Readers are dropping. There is no vibe, there's no suspense, there's no twist, there's no tension. Come up with another wicked character that will come out and serve as an obstacle to your female lead or to your male lead, depending on who is the protagonist of your story. If your male lead want to become a medical doctor, do everything possible in about 50 chapters, preventing that male lead from becoming a medical doctor. By so doing, your readers will be invested and be emotional about your character because they want to make sure that they see that male lead become a medical doctor, but obstacles are not allowing it to become a medical doctor. This is the simple technique in writing. If you understand this, you're good to go. Think about obstacles you can bring in. Think about um, side characters you can bring in to spice up things. You can even merge two wicked people together, two villains together to show the main character Shege. By so doing, you're making your readers crumble and feel for the main character. Do you get me? So that is that. Another thing again on my list is number 4, the Voyage slash Return. This one is about, I think if this popular cartoon become Moana, if you watch it, it's all about Voyage, Return, how she was the ocean princess or whatever. You know the story, like I don't need to tell you, but just get some scoop from there. Another one is comedy, make people laugh, comic scripts and comic movies. I don't need to talk about much on this. Another one is strategy, sorry, tragedy. Now this is when a story is ending in a very bad ending. Most stories in good novel later looks end in a happy ending. So you can be cliche. Yeah, I told you in my first video to be cliche. So you can go and end with a happy ending. So you can get your contract easily. Obviously, you don't even need to write much. Just submit your first 5 keyword and they'll review it and give you the contract. Do you get me? The next one is rebirth. Rebirth is another popular plot category that many people are using. Do you get me? It's just like rag to riches, but this one now is a kind of a reincarnation of a character. Do you get me? A turning point of a character, an unexpected twist that happens to a character. So take note of that, okay?